All right, back with another low-tech GoPro review. As I've mentioned in my previous review, I'm still neck-deep in wedding video editing and contracts and all that good business stuff. Things have been really picking up as predicted that, with everything that's happened in the past 2 years, that people would be trying to make up for lost time, and it sure seems that way. So I don't have the time to set up all kinds of cameras and lights and mics, but I do have just enough time to bust out the GoPro and do a review, especially because it's one that's about something I've been using now on a very regular basis for work. And it's also kind of one of the root topics that caused me to start this channel in the first place, which was my search for healthy, comfortable footwear. And now for my business work, for filming, being on my feet for really long periods of time, I think that for now my search has come to an end, because I have found what I think are the best shoes on the market, at least for me right now, and hopefully for you too. And that is the Altra Torin 5s, the leather version. Obviously, they're not the most formal shoes, out there right now. But for me, for my weddings, the level that I'm working at, they get the job done. I've always said if people are looking at what the videographer is wearing, something's gone terribly wrong at the wedding. So I don't feel like I have to have some super fancy wingtip whatever stuff going on. The very bland, nondescript, they get it done. No one should be looking at it and making a big deal about it. So these things have made my feet so much more comfortable. Before I was using some Ultra Cades with some different insoles. They were kind of stiff, kind of hard. They had my feet hurting pretty quickly, as it would be. Probably 4 or 5 hours. It was already starting to be uncomfortable. These so far have gotten me somewhere. Usually, obviously things vary throughout the day, but somewhere between 8 to 10 hours before I even notice a problem. I believe my last wedding was 10 hours before I noticed my feet feeling sore, and then I had the rare chance to sit down for about all of maybe 10 minutes. And just after a 10-minute break, my feet I didn't really notice them after that. So by far the most comfortable shoes that I have had for a work environment in an extremely long time. I had high hopes since they have the same midsole as the Lone Peaks, and those were super comfortable. Obviously, those are not the type to wear to a work environment, but these are. I would say, if you were doing, anything from stocking at a grocery store, to, probably the post office. I don't know. I think they have pretty special rules, but, whatever the case may be, there's just really a lot of use cases for this type of all leather, all black, no logo or no noticeable logo. Obviously there's a logo etched in there, but you know what I'm saying, that type of thing. They've had good grip. I haven't had any complaints with that. Obviously still wide toe boxes. Ultra is known for. Zero drop, of course, also. That's what they're known for. I would say this is the normal width, not the wide, and they have been great for me. The Lone Peak 5s, I had just the normal width as well. I would say that really, these shoes, all the Ultras that I've had lately, the medium width is really equivalent, in my opinion, to a wide in other shoes, or maybe even wider. So unless you have just a massively wide foot, I wouldn't really mess with the wide situation. I do want to point out that I had to purchase 1/2 size up in these in comparison to the Lone Peaks. The difference too is that I could have gone a size smaller, or half a size smaller, in the Lone Peak 5s. So potentially you're talking not a half size up, but a full size up. So kind of, proceed with caution. I know that doesn't really make a clear case of exactly what you should try, but I would at least go a half a size up from whatever you wear in those if you have them. Want to say that these also have been extremely comfortable and cool. I was a little worried with the leather and the no ventilation holes or anything, that they might be warm, and I have definitely been sensitive to shoes that are too hot in the past, and these have not been a problem at all. Of course, it's not full blazing heat in the summer here, but in Florida, I've still been doing some weddings where it's, upper 80s, maybe lower 90s, I'm not really sure, but, it's still not super cool. So they've done great with that. I did have one issue, which was on one of the shoes for the first couple of jobs when I would walk and it would bend my foot, it would make a popping sound, not a super loud or super high pitched or anything, only I could really notice it. I don't think other people were hearing it, but that has gone away. So that's also been good. So just in case you get them and then your shoes are popping and you're annoyed, know that it probably won't be forever. Also really cool, the original Torin 5s, the non-leather version, people were complaining about the tongue. It had a different design and it was kind of a hard plastic edge on top. These completely went away from that direction, and as you should be able to see, it's just a very standard average looking tongue, so that big complaint is gone. So, you know, great work for them. I don't know if they heard the complaints and remedied it, or if this is just what they'd already had, you know, intended for these shoes, but worked out. You can see the grip here. You probably already know what it looks like if you are looking at this video, but just in case. It has been very grippy and effective on different surfaces. I have not felt insecure on it one bit. So really can't think of any negatives other than, like I said, the sizing concern, just to make sure you don't go too small. But no other complaints. It's been great. It's actually accommodated my ankle brace as well. Not that that's a super common question, but just in case you were in that situation, I don't know. So if you're looking for work shoes, I think these are your absolute best bet. I think they're a little pricey, but you know, they should last a long time. And you know, the difference of if you're on your feet every day or even just every weekend like I am, that extra comfort of not being sore, in pain, annoyed, distracted is definitely worth the extra, you know, compared to other shoes, $20, $40, $60 even. But like I said, you know, it's hard to find a rival to these. So I'm willing to pay the extra money, and if you have it, I would advise that you do as well. That's about it. I got to get back to editing, and I'll see you next time.